You are unique in that a huge percentage of the things that you do are successful, but if you had some that have just bombed along the way, you go, wow, gosh,
yeah,
would have done that differently.
You know, I actually, my success rate is high mainly because I'm willing to kill the projects before I launch a company. So there's a lot, if I count the projects I kill, the failures are many. But among the companies, I've lost two companies. One was a .com, which I started in the fall of 1999, which was bad timing. And I should have stuck to medical devices, and so that was, it lasted for all of...
You caught the bug too, right?
Oh, yeah. It lasted all of 8-9 months, and so that was a total waste of time. And then another company I had started back in '95, and it was, as I was doing a lot of work with implantable devices, I realized that biomaterials were going to become very important for implantable, or even non-implantable devices. Biocompatibility is essential whenever you touch a patient. So I started a company to develop biomaterials, and my idea was I would license these to other medtech companies for use in their devices. And after a couple of years of more thinking about it, I had already started the company. I realized that it was not a good business model, because you're selling this biomaterial, which is a small part of a product, perhaps, and you're trying to collect royalties, and those royalties won't come until that company is successful, that product is successful. So I decided to shut it down and fold it into my business incubator. So I'm still using those biomaterials in a number of my companies, but...
So even though it was a failure, it wasn't a real failure.
Right. The technology is really was quite good.
So do you have a formal process of evaluating things along the way? Do you wait for certain milestones, or every day are you sort of taking the temperature of these ventures?
There is I realized after building several companies, and in some of these I really went through a lot of headaches and challenges. There was one company I should never have started, but I was ultimately able to make it successful, but it was a bad idea. So that was the one that really taught me the value of discipline and analysis up front, to evaluate your ideas and kill them, because it's much more painful to kill a company or to fix a failing company than to kill a nascent idea where you haven't invested a lot of time and money in it.
So you put a lot of upfront effort into evaluating whether it's highly likely that it's going to be successful first.
Right.
Great. So,
but that's no guarantee of success. I mean, the big hurdles come once you actually start the project.
Right. I'm always fascinated with entrepreneurship, about the escalation of commitment along the way. And do you feel that at each one of these steps?
Oh yeah. It's I sometimes feel like I'm stuck in the twilight zone of the startups. It's a marathon, and you have to look at each problem, solve it, periodically step back and make sure you're going in the right direction. You have to surround yourself with really smart people, get smart money involved, hire people who are really committed and talented. I mean, it's all those elements. And sometimes, a lot of times companies get into trouble because of people problems.